Eddie Moore and Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. Proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is more than just a podcast. Season 12, episode 38. If you haven't listened to 37, it's a 2-episode week as normal. This is the question time one. If you're listening to this tomorrow morning, which was Tuesday, go back and listen to Monday night's one because it's a cracker. Anyway, same crowd. It's like only finished the episode a few minutes ago. We've got Nigel with us. Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm in Michelle. I've got quick stats for you. Yeah, we've done that. Yeah, all right, well done. Yeah, I had something I forgot to bring up during the game. Quickly, yeah. West Ham has just gone 2-0 up against Brighton. The under-18s. Right.
Oh, I thought you meant the women.
Michael Antonio set a record at the weekend with his goal. Do you know what it was, Sean?
Quickest goal scored from coming on.
No.
Like 60 seconds. No?
He's now equalled West Ham's joint highest goal scorer of the century.
Vic Watson.
With 68 goals.
Not Vic Watson.
No.
Not
this
the millennium.
century, Sean. This century.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So, I've got here a list of the top 10 goal scorers from this century, which for you, Sean, is from 2000 onwards, just so you understand.
Go on.
So, give me some names who you think are in the top 10.
Well, let's start with Paolo Di Canio.
Yes, Paolo's in there. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Paolo's 7th.
Okay. Dimitri
Nope.
Payet. He's not in there.
Nope.
Okay. Jarrod Bowen won't be in there, will he?
Yes, he is. He's number 8.
Is he?
1 goal behind Di Canio.
I'm trying to think of...
Diafra Sacco.
Oh, that's
Nope.
a good one. It won't be Demba Ba.
Nope.
Oh, since what era are you saying? Since the Premier League?
2000.
This century,
Oh,
Sean.
this century.
Since 2000. This century.
Oh, no.
Dean
Shall I put
Ashton.
Oh, Dean Ashton.
No.
No, he's too late, isn't he?
No, he's not. He
No, he's
played
not.
this century. So I'll tell you... The
Carlton
10th
Cole.
Yes, he's joint highest. So Colton.
And of course Mark Noble. Come on.
Yes, yeah.
Marlon Harewood.
Yes, he's 4th. Who do you think's 5th?
Bobby Zamora.
No, he's 6th.
How about Defoe's too?
Nigel Reo-Coker.
Was it Defoe?
Defoe.
It's Defoe, is it?
So 10th spot is Canute with 33.
Yeah.
Andy Carroll, 34. This is goals all comps.
Yeah.
Bowen 35, Di Canio 36, Zamora with 40, Defoe with 41, Harewood with 56, Noble with 62, Colton Cole with 68, and now Antonio with 68. And that means Haaland is I think 1 goal off making our top 10 in one season.
Who's our top scorer? Is it Vic Watson of all time?
Yeah, he's 360 something goals. Untouchable. I think second might be Jeff Hurst.
Jeff Hurst scored 91.
No, Jeff Hurst scored like 200 and
Did he?
something goals. Yeah.
Where did you get the definitive figure?
Yeah, I love
of
that.
91
Jeff Hurst
from
scored 91. Yeah, nowhere near Sean.
I just went on Transfer Market to look at West Ham all-time goals.
Jeff Hurst,
Oh,
Jeff
my
Hurst
God.
I think holds the record for the League Cup amount of goals. I think it's 49. Jeff Hurst scored 49 goals in the League Cup.
Martin Peters only scored 44, it says here. Tony Cotty only scored 43.
Cotty got about 120 odd for us.
Oh, well, this is rubbish then.
Why?
Well,
this is all comps, not...
this is just league. There you go.
League? I think Cotty still got 100 for league, isn't he? Or just below 90
Well,
odd?
this is rubbish then.
Jephurst definitely got more than 90 odd, Sean.
Yeah.
In the league.
That was 91.
Yeah.
91.
Anyway, we're in 10 minutes in and we haven't even done this. Yeah. It's Facebook Twitter question time, where you, the 8 listeners or more, ask Nigel or do whatever you want to do, and me and John are here just for the ride.
Yeah, okay. We'll try and run through as many as quick as we can. We don't want to drag it out.
No.
So, question time, over to you, I said. So, first up is the Greek goddess from Forest Gate. It's Belinda Kaikaitis, who I don't know if she's happy with. I don't know the old band's mainland or Cyprus, but it's all the same, really, isn't it? Evening peeps, she says. Do you think we've actually turned the corner after Saturday's role, or do you think we've been given false hope? Moyes has learnt we need to attack. She loves the show.
It's one game.
Kiss.
One game.
We learned anything? Have we learned anything, John?
Well, I was thinking about this earlier, and I was thinking, if I was Moyes now, I'd think, right, we've got so many games left. We've got to win games. I'd rather go down fighting than being cautious. So I'd like to think he doesn't revert back to his 8 defensive players again, and he has a go for it. So I'm hopeful. Hey?
Wishful thinking.
Well, he's got to, and he can't revert back.
We've said that so often. Well,
and then I was thinking, then if he does do that, and we stay up, then they're not going to sack him in the summer, and then it's just got more of the same coming.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So
yeah, all right. Okay, so there you go, Bill. It's too early to say is it false hope. So let's live in hope. But we'll know more next week. Tune in next week, folks, to hear the next saga
if we win both, or like
Moyes
you lot
lose.
But no, it was John that said lose.
Yeah.
Moyes out.
Yeah, I think I drew both. Yeah. So, next up, it's the Vicar of Dibley himself. It's the Reverend Jonathan Lowe, who looked a damn sight younger than he normally did this weekend. Right. Dearly beloved, he says. I'll answer in a minute. Are we happy we won or disappointed that Moyes has had another reprieve? We can only be happy, John. Saturday was another great day on the West Ham roller coaster. And I'm very sorry to hear that Nigel had a stressful day. And particularly I wasn't in my usual place to help ease your pain. Cheers, chaps. Blessings from Jonathan. Yes, John, as I remarked to your good lady wife herself, blimey, John's looking younger. As he was
hair transplant.
No. I think it was his daughter's boyfriend was sitting in the seat. John was schmoozing on a work jolly. He was at the game, John.
A work jolly.
A work jolly, yeah. Well, he was in corporate with the Undertakers.
Oh.
It sounds like a load of laughs, doesn't it?
At the game?
Yeah, the game, yeah. It was with the body snatchers.
The
Undertakers took the Vicars, yeah.
Oh, my God. That is hilarious.
There you go. Obviously sizing up for Moyes. They had to put their tape measure away.
Harsh.
Well, yeah, let's face it. They wouldn't need a 10-metre tape measure for Sullivan, would they?
Harsh.
Yeah, again. Next up,
just use a yardstick.
Yeah, just the one.
I don't think anybody wanted us to lose. I think we all want us to win, but if you lose and then the plus time was he went.
Well, funny enough, the one thing I didn't want was a draw. I said it, Sean, in the Sports Club. I don't want a draw.
No.
We either win and we go forward, or we lose and we sack him.
Yeah, because a draw would be a nothing, wouldn't it?
It's a fudge, isn't it? Because they're
what
like
are you going to do then?
Yeah. And we just got nothing, but it weren't.
No.
Next up, Stevie Hunt. The Demolition Man. Goals are fun, lads, aren't they? Yes, they are, Steve. Hope you all enjoyed Saturdays. I certainly did. Do you think Moyes will definitely be sacked at the end of the season, or will Sully keep him on saving us from going down? Are we going to a next level manager again, and realistically who? As more will be available at the end of the season. What do you think at the end of the season? Sean first. Potter. Yeah, what? From Phoenix Knights? What, the one in the wheelchair or what?
Potter.
Oh, you just wait till I get you upstairs.
Yeah.
Just wait.
No, look, John's right. If, they might keep him for his last, the last season, and then get rid of him. I don't know. It's a hard one. It's. I've given up trying to predict Sullivan. It's
They
too
won't
difficult. He's
get rid of-
impulsive, right? And I keep on saying, right? People were going to me, my son, is he going to get sacked on Saturday? If we lose, is he going to get sacked? And I went, I don't know. Sullivan's impulsive, and suddenly he just go, yep, bye, and that will happen, right? I don't think there isn't that much strategy there, so it's down to impulse, really.
John?
Yeah, I can't. I genuinely, I said it earlier, didn't I? If he does manage to bumble his way through now, and we sort of break clear of this, which we all hope. I mean, let's all hope we do, eh? Let's all break clear of this, and let's have a go at the Europa Conference, and he'd be staying, and it'd be more the same next year.
Well, as I said earlier, and I said at the weekend, no situation is irrecoverable. So if he does turn it around, and we have done in the past, and if he has another good run in the cups, I think for the ownership they'll be happy. Probably, I don't know how much money there is to spend. There ain't going to be 180 million again. So, it ain't like they're going to throw
There might be
another
100
load of
if they
money
get
away.
that for Rice.
Well, I'm not sure they'll get that. I'd like to think there'll be 100 because you've got to get 70 to 80 to Rice, and then whatever they can, scrape together. So, but we'll see. I don't know about next level manager again, Steve. I think once bitten, twice shy with that myself.
I could see us getting a Carrick or someone like that in. To be honest.
Yeah.
Well,
why
Going
not?
for a young manager who's showing it, or company or something like that. Though that they're coming up, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 100%. They're coming up.
Was it Stevie Gerrard was being considered for PSG? Did I read?
I
think that's his next move abroad if he
Do
wants
you?
to redeem himself. Yeah, I think. The funny thing is that Rangers have taken the bloke that he was his deputy. I keep wanting to say Ian Bill, but obviously his name's not Ian.
Is it Mark Bill? Is it?
Yeah, something like that. Steve Bill. I don't know.
A lot of people said that he lost his route, his way at Villa when he left. Is that right?
Yeah, that and so it is one of them where Gerrard now needs to go and prove himself, and I think he ain't going to get another job in the Premier League. He's probably too arrogant to think I don't want to take a lower league team, so he's going to have to go abroad.
Be clear, story that Pochettino wanted to come to West Ham, completely fake by Football Insider.
Yeah.
If he turned down Chelsea, why would he want to come to West Ham?
Gives the YouTubers something to talk
Exactly.
Who says he turned down Chelsea? Where'd that come from?
It was in
Another
the
fake
paper.
website.
No, it was in. Well, I don't know. It was in the Times or the Telegraph or somewhere like that.
He's come out and said that he's not getting rid of Potter no matter what.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see his press conference today where he said he's getting death threats and his children are getting death threats?
That's terrible.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that's terrible. I'll take Potter.
Would he be able to walk away from that job, say, in 2 weeks' time, and then walk straight into another one after going through all that?
I do find it laughable, to be honest, that the more Potter loses at Chelsea, the more West Ham fans go, I'll take him. You're thinking...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You speak to Chelsea fans and they say he plays all the players in the wrong places.
Yeah.
He hasn't got a clue what his best starting lineup is.
Well, it's like Eddie Howe, though. Come on.
Doesn't play a striker.
Everyone's
And
going,
think,
you don't want
is
Eddie
he
Howe.
David Moyes?
But hang on, no one wanted Eddie Howe when he took Bournemouth down. You're going, well, he's a shit manager.
I think a lot of West Ham fans would have took Eddie Howe.
I would have had a go at Eddie Howe.
Yeah. I think you're wrong there, Sean.
All right.
Not for the first time. Anyway, next up, it's Mr. Leatherbarrow himself. It's Adam. Have we officially turned the corner?
No.
He says. No, not officially, Ad. We've asked the senior source, and he refused to comment. Warburton out. He said, yeah, I heard you last week, Nigel, with your bread gag. He said, but Len did rise to it. Jokes. Thank you very much. Dickie Brown says, evening, gents. Here we go. We sort of covered this, Rich, in the previous show, but which players would you sell in the summer? I want you to give me one player. Let me finish the question. While I'm doing it, think one player, sell in the summer. Which players would you sell in the summer? And what would a successful next season be for you? Brady out. Pre-match DJ out. Sean, you first. So you're selling one player. You're selling him.
Declan Rice. Well, he's going to go anyway, so might as well take the money. I mean, who else do I want to sell? I don't know who else is worth any money. You know, if I want to sell someone, I'll sell someone who's going anyway. So Declan Rice.
Oh, okay. John?
Antonio.
Not worth anything.
Right, okay.
Not worth anything, but, you know.
Just a bit different, because I was debating between these two. So if you go Antonio, okay, I would probably Skamaka.
Ooh.
There's something I'm not sure about him. If he wants to score goals for fun, he needs to go and play in Denmark, because it seems to be the only place he can really score goals properly.
Well, he was scoring goals for fun in Italy.
Well, yeah.
Playing up front as a pair.
Well, the fun and the only other thing to keep him in is perhaps we should have hired Brighton's manager then.
Yeah, he was his manager.
Yeah, so
I would like to see it. I'd like to see him have a run up front. I'd like to see him have a run with Ings. I think
I'd like to see him run up front, because when he's up front, he's normally standing there waving his hands in the air.
Because he's isolated. He's like behind. He's got 8 defenders behind him.
Well, yeah. Let's give him. Actually, John, you're right. I'm being harsh on him. It would be interesting to see what he can do when he's got 3 or 4 supporters up with him.
I would like to see Antonio being played back out on the wing with him, because Antonio had a knack of bundling through people and getting past them.
Yeah.
And I would like to see Ings have a...
I think there's a future in 4-4-2 still. I don't think it's a dying duck. It can work with the right personnel. It can work.
Well, I've got a good friend of mine's. We're doing a charity match in the summer at Dorking Wanderers. And I'm a manager, part of the management team.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And we're discussing
We'll have to come down with
4-4-2.
that.
Yeah, come down.
Is that Dorking?
Dorking, yeah.
Oh, right.
Unfortunately my friend's daughter took her own life just over a year or so ago, and it's in memorial for her, and it's for the Grace Deer Trust. It's a charity game, and so.
Well, let us know. We'll come down to that. There's a few West Ham boys in Surrey, isn't there? In fact, I think got to say, if you're still listening, Andrew Hall, the pleasure was all mine in meeting you on the train. Finally got to meet him. A good listener. You remember Andrew's mum's Brenda, who was the big Doris Day fan. Who is the big Doris Day fan. So I bumped into him on the train, had a good chat, and he's from down that way, Dorking. So
Yeah, well, when I got it all
Get
clear,
it up and I can
that's
stand
it.
there, and when you get beat, I go, Bucci out!
There you go. What are you putting him on for?
Yeah.
Get him off.
Get the whetstone on. Yeah.
But yeah, once it's all a bit more sorted, I'll let everyone know. It's
Yeah,
July. I think it's July the 16th, I think.
I wouldn't even let him hold the bucket with the sponge in. Oh, next up, it's old Stewie Dingerling. Evening or Brady out. Brady out. He says, has Pat Guitar finally convinced you of his obvious talent now? And if so, why is it missing for so long? Are we blaming Moyes? Or is it a simple case of him needing to settle in a new league, country and injuries and the World Cup and everything else? Can we get a tune out of Skamaka in the same way very soon as well? There's a lot of games coming up and we need the whole squad fit and firing. And he finishes on a side note. He said, I know it was only for us, and he does find that disrespectful, which it is, but I was encouraged by the team spirit, togetherness, and the lads seem to be back all of a sudden, just as it was before, up until the start of the season, and long may it continue. So, Paquetá settling in.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Getting to grips with the physicality of it all, I think, as well.
It's people don't realise, some of the absolute world-class players that have come to big teams packed with world-class players and actually nosedived in this league. Some of the best players in the world at their time couldn't cope in the Premier League. So we got to cut,
I agree.
Minimum 6 months.
What's his name was a prime example of that. Di Maria at Man United.
Yeah.
He was awful.
Yeah. And yet at Real Madrid, and he's at PSG and that. He's still a fan, and for obviously still winning the World Cup with Argentina.
Argentina,
fantastic player.
And Skamaka, I hope is going to go that way as well.
Well, I'll give him till the end of the season.
Okay, that's
but
nice.
If you don't chop up,
he's out.
Ship him out. Chris Savile Rowe, looking sharp. At the start of the season, I said 16th with a cup is a success. If this was to happen, would you stick with Moyes? Well, I'll go first. If he wins a cup, you bet your bottom dollar.
Absolutely, he's stays, doesn't he?
If he wins a cup, he becomes a legend. And it does become, because strangely enough, even with this season, statistically speaking, his Premier League points record and goal scoring record is still the best of any managers that we had in the Premier League.
Oh, no.
So, is he here? Is he, or is he like fucked off?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, right. It's not like you to be.
I'm just uploading the first episode. That's all.
All right. So, would you? West Ham have gone 3-1 up now, under 21s.
How are the West Ham women doing?
What the Dagenham Girl Pipers? We don't know, Sean.
Message the directorship team.
Why don't you ask the senior source at the?
I'll ask the West Ham. Yeah, the West Ham Women's Board.
Shouldn't stick a kettle on while you're there.
Maybe we could get them on the. Do you know what? Maybe we could get
Nigel,
Nicola.
You just like open yourself up to it, don't
Why
you?
don't we ask Nicola, Karen, and Tara to come on the podcast?
Yeah, we could do a ladies' podcast.
Why don't we do that?
Yeah, do that, Sean. Set it up, and I will put it to them. How can you call a football team West Ham United when you don't even play in West Ham?
Yeah, you're not going to come on.
And I don't think I'll be available for that one either, Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you're basically saying is, Sean, you set it up. You talk to them.
Yep.
Len might do it.
Yeah, Brady. Yeah.
What's wrong with my heart? Why do you ignore me?
Oh dear.
I know, it'd just be Brady out, Brady out, Brady out.
Brady out.
I desperately want to try that.
Yeah. Oh, West Ham Voice is on tonight. There you go. Thought it was on last night.
Oh, don't start. I thought you were going to have a bit of a row.
I would have done if it had kept on.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk to you about that later.
Okay.
Sean Cronin said, I saw a Forest fan moaning about paying £213 for him and his kids to be in with annoying West Ham fans, in brackets, his words. How come away fans are still able to buy tickets in the home section? I'll answer this, Sean. The reason is because when you buy a ticket, they don't go, are you a West Ham fan? And they don't ask you to prove it. There's no, like, you know...
There's a little bit of profiling to look at. If you're a Liverpool fan, have a look if your postcode is Liverpool. But beyond that, that's the only thing they do.
All right. So what if he's a Nottingham Forest fan that lives in London?
He'd be fine.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
this
of
is the
course.
thing. You can't police this. You can't stop people. But if the bloke wants to be an idiot, well, the way I look at it is, thank you very much for your money. If you're mug enough to come and pay £213 to sit in the fucking London Stadium and watch your team get beat 4-0 and sit with a load of annoying West Ham fans, gladly take your money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and if he wants to be stupid enough and complain about it, it's up to him. Knock himself out. I wouldn't worry about it, honestly, Sean. It's the old Bicester Hammer, Grand Cruxford, the old carrot cruncher himself. He got trained down from Bicester. Trains were running, the steam trains. He had great old time. He says, I think you may have developed some magical powers because last week you spoke about being at the age you need fibre in your diet to stay regular. And I was backed up all week after hearing that. Well, there you go, mate. I tell you, you need to get a bit of the old fruit and fibre. He said, hopefully you don't talk about erectile dysfunction this week. No, but Sean is on the show, Grant. I'm putting the win and the goals down to Paul Noland and me going on a pre-match cultural experience tour of East London. I wouldn't call drinking in the Half Moon Theatre, Grant, as a cultural tour, but as Wetherspoon's pubs go, it's quite nice. Though why you thought you would go into the middle of Stepney to have a drink before the game, I don't know. But anyway, you may be surprised to hear I was able to make myself understood by the locals without an interpreter. Well, that's true, but then again, I would argue there's no EastEnders living now in Stepney. P.S. He says, I'm pleased with the Conference League refund, even if it's in club cash. Brady out. Look at that. Len's away 1 week, no one stands in for him. Oh, I don't know. Dear.
I'm never going to say it. We're friends.
Well, you have done in the past.
I know, but we're friends again.
Oh, listen, I've read her email. She still don't like you, Sean. She's tolerating you.
Brady out.
Thank you. Next up is my old pen pal himself, Dave's son. It's Ted Sexton. He said, do you think Moyes will bite the bullet and really go for it on Wednesday?
I hope so.
I hope so. I doubt it, but I hope so.
All right. I think he will, Ted. I think he'll go for it. Paul Turner. Obviously, Paul, I hope you're not too upset. Newcastle's defeat. Obviously, you've moved on from Bournemouth to Newcastle, surely. Paul then says, which is a good point, did we see how many Cambridge took to Arsenal for the Youth Cup game compared to us at Ipswich? We ain't as massive as one is led to believe. How many Cambridge United fans went to the Arsenal Emirates Youth Cup game, Sean, do you think?
I don't know. Tell me.
2,750. They sold out the away end for a Youth Cup game. And they were unlucky, they got beat 3-2. So, we're now in the semi-finals of the Youth Cup. I believe, yeah, Sean, go double check this, yeah?
Go on.
I believe we've got a home draw against the winners of Southampton and Preston.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we've avoided Arsenal, and they will play the winners of Man City and Oxford for a place in the final.
It's our first home draw, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'll looking forward to going to that when it happens.
Where'll that be played? At Rush Green?
London Stadium, I believe. Semi-final. One of our 25. I believe. Ed Hughes. He loves a bit of squirrel. This week, I got to do it. I'm the only one here. This week, Moyes wasn't cowardly. Perhaps he's one of you 8 listeners, onwards and upwards. Well, if we've only got 8 listeners, over the weekend I met 3 of them.
You're doing
Oh,
well.
there you go. Well done.
So I met 2 on Saturday. I went into my local cafe
Nearly
Sunday
half
to
of
get
them.
breakfast. And the cafe owner tapped me on the shoulder, because he knows me well, and said, that bloke there reckons you're the encyclopedia of West Ham. And I looked round, there's an old boy there, and he put his thumbs up to me and had a good old chat with me. So, you get everywhere, West Ham fans.
Okay, did you have a full English?
I did, but I got it to take away to have at home.
Well, that average out about £9 now, doesn't it?
Yeah, about £8.50, I think. A double sausage, double bacon, tomatoes, beans, bubble and squeak, 2 bread and a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me usual.
Everything's gone up. Everything's gone up.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're looking like £8-9 now.
Yeah.
We've not heard from Barry for a while, but Barry Carcass is back. How you doing, Bal? I hope you're still enjoying it. After what was an enjoyable victory on Saturday, he says, we've got 2 difficult games to come. Do we just focus on the status quo until the end of the season? Well, there's only a couple of them left alive now, to be fair, Bal. And listen, their best stuff was before 88, realistically. Well, as soon as they did in the army now, I stopped listening to them. Or wait for the inevitable meltdown should we lose either of those games. He says, I must admit, social media was a lovely place after the game on Saturday. Yeah. Do we focus? What do you think about the cup game? We'll go for it.
I think it's a free hit. Go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next up, it was my buddy for the day, Mr. Paul Noland. Soper here, he says. Beep, beep. He says, well, as Nigel would say, goals are fun, and Saturday was fun. With 4 goals in 20 minutes. A lot of people were asking the same. If we turn the corner, or does the circle go round and back to square one? I think it is. I think we're on a roundabout more than a turn in a corner.
We live in hope.
Yes, we live in hope. That is the motto for all West Ham fans.
It's the hope that kills you.
Yeah. The goal scores are certainly. Someone say Danny Ings was like Robbie Keane. Let's see. I think he may have scored more goals already, though.
Yeah, Robbie Keane won a great success.
No, but I think Robbie Keane, he scored 3 or 4 goals off the top of my head. I would ask Sean to look it up, but on Transfer Market, he probably scored 15.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, don't ask me.
So, was that me then that said it, Paul? Since it was me you were sitting next to, if you heard someone say it. I wonder if I did say that. I forget some of the things I say. A load of old crap normally. It said, seriously, it was nice to sit next to Mr. West Ham again, oh please. Do not forget, oh yes, send you the details, I will do, mate. It was also good to show Grant Cloxford the secret drinking den in Stepney. Oh, was it a secret when I said you was drinking in the Half Moon Theatre? And is looking on to holding the North Oxfordshire meeting of the Mordenster Podcast fan club. One final thing was the Bobby Moore tribute was really poor, but not surprising. Brady out and take Sullivan with you. It was poor, wasn't it, Sean? And or not?
What?
Bearing in mind they don't fucking listen to us anyway.
What, the tribute?
Yeah.
It could have been better, yeah.
Considering, and this is the thing, considering she's like, oh, I'm working really hard on this, and, you know, I can't tell you what's happening, and all the crap that they came out with, I actually thought they might get something right. But there you go. So,
Sorry,
Robbie Keane.
9 appearances, 2 goals.
All right, yeah. Well, I've got 10, but it's still 2 goals. 5 and 5 as a sub. Yeah. 5. Oh, because he came on as a sub in the FA Cup, John.
Oh, right, okay.
So,
I'm just looking at it on Wikipedia.
yeah. So, yeah, for some reason Wikipedia only does league goals. But anyway, all right. So he's equal Robbie Keane's poor tally, isn't he? I just remember him for his air shot, Aston Villa at home. I think we drew that game 2-2, and I'm pretty sure we missed a sitter, but we may have lost that game.
I think he did. I remember him missing a sitter.
Yeah.
And we were desperate for the win as well.
Yeah, we were. We went down, so we were bloody desperate.
Yeah.
So next up, it'd be Finbar Mackay from the Wastelands. He says, "Aye, good evening, gents. Brady out."
Brady out.
And then he says,
Brady in.
And Moyes. What
Moyes
happened
out.
there? Here we go. This is the thing. We've not discussed this. Sean's probably not heard.
Go on.
Do you think it was down to the players' revolt or Moyes finally seeing sense? Do you hear about this, Sean?
Yeah, I know what you're going to say. This secret meeting that Declan Rice had, and that he's blocked everyone on social media. Yeah.
Has he?
Yeah, apparently.
What, he's blocked everyone.
Well, he doesn't look at social media. He said on the website that he doesn't look at social media. He's taken all the apps off his phone, and he only listens to his friends and family now. No one else.
All right. Well, that's the problem with social media. Being a fame like a sports star, you know, they will come for you when you're losing.
Go and do the old award ceremonies, and he's a celebrity, isn't he?
Well, yeah. I don't get what benefit they get from being on it. If I was in their shoes, I would be nowhere near social media.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Nowhere near it at all. There's no benefit whatsoever. Once you've retired, you can jump on and we can all laugh at you like Colton Cole. Yeah, apart from that. People may think I don't like Colton Cole, and that's not true, people. I just don't think so highly of him as what perhaps a lot of others do.
I like him. I just don't think he was very good.
No, yeah, I think that about sums it up. And I thought he did a fantastic thing in taking a wage cut when we went down to stay at the club, when, you know, a lot of players wouldn't have done that. So, sort of fair play to him.
So is this revolt true, this thing?
Well, hang on a minute. What it really says, and social media's made a bit of this, is apparently quite normal for the captain to have a meeting with the players.
Yeah. That's exactly how I see it.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I see it. This is a meeting of the players together, not with the management. There's
But
no
Noble
way on
was
this
there.
earth. No.
I don't think it was.
He was training with the kids, wasn't he?
Or he was in bloody Switzerland on his little jolly to Switzerland
Well, whatever.
with Andy Pincher.
So, there's no way on this earth they've walked into that and said, right, lads, this is where we're going to do it. Right, we're going to ignore the manager now. We're going to play it our way, and this is how we're going to play. It ain't ever going to happen like that. There's no way. They will have a get together. It's quite right the players have meetings when you're playing the way that we're playing, especially after the Tottenham performance, that they can look at themselves and have it out and make the changes themselves to the way that they are performing, but they will still play the way the managers. There's no way that they've changed Moyes' mind into playing 5 at the back, move into a 4. That's what Moyes has done. But then when they cross that pitch, 90% of what happens is actually on them, on their own single performance. The professionals shouldn't have done what they did against Spurs. But we covered that last week, so I won't drag on anymore. Next up, it's Neil Edwards, Eddie the Eagle. Evening, gents, says he enjoyed Saturday. Saturday football, 3 pen with lots of goals, the way it should be. It was just a great day all round. I went drinking in Canary Wharf with the wife after. It was brilliant. Absolutely fantastic day. It's despite all the negativity around Moyes this season, it's not inconceivable this could still end up being our best season for 43 years, given that we remain in 2 cups. And my view is we have a good chance of winning one of them, which I think he's looking at the Europa Conference. If we did win a cup, it means European football 3 seasons in a row for the first time ever, and our first silverware in decades. But if we did win a cup and get into Europe and got relegated, this is a good question, so we'll ask this question. We win a cup, but we still go down. You keep him, Moyes, or you're sacking him?
He's our saviour. He saved the club, so we're keeping him.
No, he wins the cup, Sean, and relegates us.
Yeah, keep him.
You keeping him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
John?
I think you'd probably have to, wouldn't you, if he wins a cup?
I would, yeah.
You got to, ain't you?
You know,
Oh dear.
yeah, only
Boys
two other,
out.
Yeah, only 2 other managers can do that. Put cups on the table. And he does finish with cheers, chaps. Brady out.
Brady out.
The man with 2 first names, Luke Ed. Analytics site 538 as the Irons finishing 14th in the league and winning the UECL. Do you agree with analysis, and would you consider that a successful season? You bet your life I would, Luke.
I would call it successful, but whether we agree with it is a bit debatable. But I would agree it would be successful, yes.
Sean?
What was the question?
All right.
Sorry.
We'll move on. Next up, it's the man who sounds like a shit Freemason. It's Poe Lodge, or Poo Lodge, whatever we call him. Good to see an improvement on the positive team pick. Paquetá and Rice are really linking well. Bowen, who I thought was the only bright spot, was on it again. Oh, but he does say, are the plastic beer glasses getting thinner? I'd like to have been in the ground early enough to have had a beer, to be honest, Poe. He said, but I'm sure the stooge will know. But seriously, do you guys think the team meeting the players had got them going from the off, or did Moyes say, let's score, because if we can't score on a Saturday against that lot, you never will. Brady out!
Brady out.
Well, you just heard what we thought about the meeting, Pope. It'd be old
Don't know
Darcy.
about the glasses.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, I don't. Couple of the people had a leak, apparently. Sean, can you make a note of that? Catering? Yeah, have a word with her. Sort the glasses out.
What was the problem?
Glasses are
plastic
too thin,
glasses,
keep breaking.
too thin. Yeah,
Okay.
leaking.
Did you see the video I've just sent you on the group?
No.
Comes from a friend, Towner.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, what was this? Oh, I've got to have words with him on Saturday. Getting too familiar, these people. Getting too familiar with you. I tell you, they make me laugh. The things they used to say about you before they knew you. These people crack me up. All right, my handsomes, how you doing it? But he does it. It's all words, all gummage himself. Goals are funny, he says, which explains why the first 65 minutes were like treading treacle. But once the goals went in, the game a lot better. He said, this is a bit harsh, Dodds. Fabianski could be a blessing in disguise with his injury and help speed up Areola's inclusion. Questions for you to moan about. Sean, what is the juicy detail about the secret meeting? Declan Nil.
Oh, here we go.
See, they're all falling for
I
it.
know
Hook,
it
line
is.
and sinker, innit? Hook, line and sinker.
Do you know what? Here's the funny thing. Do you know where they got the information from?
Yeah.
Where do you think they got the information from?
I don't know, Sean. Football Insider.
No. West Ham's official website.
Oh, right. There you go.
It was basically an interview with bloody Declan Rice, I forget what it was called, in which he talks about how he's come off social media and how he had a meeting with the players before the game.
Yeah,
So
right.
it was a media puff piece written by the club on the club's official website. So, they can't have seen too much into it. I think people are overreacting and putting the context they want in. Don't believe the hype.
No. Don't believe the tripe. as I used to sing. He then says, Len, if you're listening, Len, Dodsey hates Man United with passion. He said it'd be a privilege. Everybody wants to start a fight for you to paint. You've sort of gone down a cul-de-sac with this, Len.
I'm the daddy now.
Yeah. Anyway, next up, he also says John George. With Chelsea in disarray, any chance your daughter or granddaughter can become a West Ham fan now?
I'd like to hope so.
Yeah.
I still haven't given up hope anyway. Apparently, last weekend she asked to put the kit on. So
Hey.
I got a picture of her and him
Daddy's
sitting there.
girl.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a good possibility.
Look, most Chelsea fan we know, John, they're fed up with supporting Chelsea, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
when we go to a
Tough
curry
old
night-
life being 10th from
Well,
the table.
do you know what? When we go to them, they gave up a long time. They go, this is not our club anymore. And this is before the whole, Abramovich issue. A lot of them just don't feel it's football anymore, do they?
No.
So the grass is not always green on the other side, Nigel.
I never thought it was.
I know Man City fans who don't enjoy being Man.
I wouldn't enjoy being Man City now. If West Ham ever became like that, I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah.
I'd join a podcast and moan about it. Anyway, Chrissy Mills, Super Chrissy Mills, to give him his full title. Evening, gents. Fantastic result apart from the usual shocking security checks and pony ticketing system. I've barely anything to moan about. Well, I've done it for you. Oh, he said it was enjoying a visit to the pit of misery. Seems like an alien experience. I'm sure you covered it. The club are going to regret the price in the conference game. Yeah, I think you're right. 40 quid for a band free after showing loyalty and paying no matter the opponent. They then make the shit seats. Yep. 15 quid knowing full well we can just go and sit anywhere. They're greedy bastards. And we all called it. We did. Brady out.
Brady out.
Brady in.
I'd like to
West
think
Ham women.
that they would actually care. But they don't, will they?
No.
They won't, will they?
They don't care. It's not news. It's not news.
Adam Levitt said, well, let's get a real derby because Millwall are like a fit girl in a club and Spurs is a fat, ugly sister no one wants to fuck anyways.
Oh,
Come on, you Irons, he said. We love winning 4-0. Keep it up, Hammers. Do you know do we know if we have a great name for the wall yet? Is it the Wanker Wall of Doom? Brady out.
Brady out.
Has the wall got a name yet, Sean?
Your little here to stay wall.
I forget what it was called. There was some names for it.
The Brady Wall.
Brady's Barrier.
Oh.
I don't know.
Tom Devlin. Evening, Jets. It was a lovely win, and it was nice to watch Match of the Day. I always Match of the Day, win, lose or draw. Don't bother me. Do you think this win is stay of execution? He said, or will one bad result and the fan base turn back on Moyes and it gets a bit toxic again? This we got. Statistically, we've picked up more points over the last 5 games than any of the other teams in the bottom half, so things have definitely got better. Things have only got better. There you go. On a side note, Johnson at left back with Krez and Emerson on the bench was a strange one, but Souček further forward is much better. And it was clearly all Fabianski's fault. The moment he went off, we got 4 goals. Let's end the Brighton hoodoo. It's your mate, Sean.
Go on.
Gary Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Evening, gents.
We've met once.
Yeah, he was a big fan of yours. Not. Hope all is well. What's the main reason for the club getting the Larnaca match ticket prices so wrong and having to vastly reduce the band 5 and band 6? I'm not grumbling.
They're not, though.
Sorry? What? So you think cutting £13 off of a £28 ticket.
Right. Supply and demand.
40-odd%.
See,
Hold up, Sean. When
yeah.
have you ever known a football club to cut tickets 2 weeks before a game when they've been on sale for 2 months?
2 reasons. Number one,
They're not
It's
selling.
embarrassing.
they're not selling. Yeah, they're not selling because 2 reasons. One,
Too
there's a train
expensive.
strike, and 2, the opposition shit. And 3, yeah, maybe they're too expensive. But do you know what? Mugs like me, loyal supporters, have already paid their money, and we're not going to get. And all the people,
You're not a loyal supporter, Sean. You're an independent journalist.
well, whatever you say.
I wouldn't even call him a journalist, John. And neither would Chris Will.
You leave my mate Chris out of this.
Oh, do you know Chris Will's granddad played for West Ham, Sean?
Is that true?
That is true. Yeah,
Oh,
I double
excellent.
checked.
Oh.
It is true. And his granddad was a really good player for West Ham as well.
There you go.
So I shouldn't be too harsh on him. He shouldn't be such a pompous twat, and I wouldn't. He says, I can't say I'm looking forward to those paying £15 just strolling down into lower band seating where the others are paid £60 plus and sitting in empty seats. But you'd let me do it, though, Gal, wouldn't you? Eh?
Don't they stop you doing that now? They
I
used to
don't
stop
know.
it, didn't they?
I don't bother trying. So the club constantly get match ticket pricing wrong. And who's responsible for this ongoing shit show? And just to show who's responsible, he finished with Brady out.
Brady out.
Next up, it's the man that we're not allowed to name, Sean, isn't it?
Who's that?
Marion.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to name
him.
him.
Well, you named him.
Did I?
He said keep his name out of it, and you've just betrayed him.
Anyway, it's the Welsh wizard of Herefordshire. With the poor take the European ticket, this is a theme about the European ticket. Said, do you think the club will delay ticket sale the next round if we get through? And do you think the club is wrong to only compensate those season ticket holders in bands 5 and 6? I'll go. As one of the fans being compensated, I think it's actually disgraceful that they've done that.
Well, you weren't compensated because you didn't buy it till afterwards.
Well, no, that's true. So I didn't know it was only £15. I thought it was £28 when I was going on to buy my ticket. And I was going to the game anyway, but as Sean will testify, I'm one of those who likes to keep my money in my pocket to the last minute.
Yeah.
And it was only that I thought the tickets were possibly selling better than they really were that I thought I'd go on and get them, because obviously I've said to David he's coming with me. Anyway, but we'll see what happens. Evening, everyone. It's the army priest himself, Mr. Christopher Kinch, a great man. And Chris, I won't be at the Newcastle game, but I'll drop you a text in later. Great win at the weekend, he says. A few weeks ago, Sean was calling me out on the podcast for being Moyes out. Yet last week, he was saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
Anyone else remember this? Oh, we remember. He has got a serious question. Do you think Moyes is staying, or has the win over Forest only bought him a little more time? I think he's staying now, Chris. And he thanks us for the podcast.
I think he's staying.
Yeah. AR Sean and says, Chris, I remember Sean calling you out just as well. Sean's a flip-flop as well as a stooge. There you go.
He admitted that today.
He
a
has
flip-flop
admitted
fan.
that, yeah. Adam Levitt again says, well, what do they do? Will they keep? Do you think we'll be able to keep the season ticket cards? I think we need to start working on them now, Sean, with emails saying.
What do you mean?
Well, with the ticket office, the shit fest that keeps happening every game. If people had cards,
People just remember to bring those cards.
No, Sean. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the people in front of me. If the system worked properly, there would have been a damn sight less people queuing in front of me.
Aren't they going to away digital season tickets as well?
Yeah, but it's bonkers, Sean. Look at the queues.
I never have any problems. All I can tell you is, I never.
Hold
have
up.
any
Do you
problems.
never get stuck at queues at the turnstile?
No, never.
You have had
No,
problems.
no,
Sean.
Fuck
You told
off,
us
you
stories.
absolutely lying bastard.
Right, like
There's always queues at our
ask
turnstile.
Finley.
Bearing in
No,
mind,
no,
I
no,
use
no.
the same
No,
turnstile.
if you turn up an hour before, like they say, then
Oh,
there's never
fuck
queues.
off, Sean.
Look, I think I've been caught once, and even when there's been a big queue at sea, it's taken me no more than 5 minutes to get through it. You ask Finley, we've never been more than 5 minutes in a queue, and that has been rare.
Didn't you have
Often,
to go to the ticket office once? You
No.
telling us that
No.
story?
No. Finley had to
No,
walk away
he
from
let
the stadium.
Finn do it. Yeah, Finley had to go and do it.
Yeah, I was in America at the time.
Oh, yeah. See?
And in the end, I downloaded the ticket, screenshot it, and sent it to him. He couldn't get a signal. He had to walk back over the bridge, get a signal, get the ticket, and go back in.
So you managed to download it on a match day?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Well, why couldn't I do it at the weekend then?
Well, I obviously called in a favour from,
Yeah, you go, innit? See? That's what's wrong with it, Sean. The fact is that the when we were having regular season ticket cards before COVID,
You're so
there was
stupid, Sean. You
never
really are.
any queues. There was never queues at turnstiles when
Why did you
everyone
put yourself
had
out
a
there
card.
like that?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I called in a favour. You just like...
Well, I just rang the head of ticketing and said my son's all alone and he can't get in because his phone's
It was
crashed.
with his mate,
Yeah, but his phone had crashed.
so he weren't all alone.
His
but
phone had crashed.
You just like put yourself out there.
No,
It's
I
just
don't.
like-
I just
I tell you what, Sean,
called in a
if he had a
favour.
card, he wouldn't needed to do it.
True,
He could have just walked
true,
up and got in,
True,
innit?
he would have forgotten it.
Are they, are
He's
the
a
cards?
16-year-old.
Are the cards not optional? You don't have a choice. Is that right?
Well, you got to ask.
You got to fill in a form.
Well, I didn't fill in the form.
Well, you rang him up and asked, did you?
No, I emailed Dave Sullivan, if you remember.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
Little credit for me.
clang.
Clang, yeah. Last up, here are Sean. Here up, lads, he says. Brady out.
Brady out.
Dodds. And Dodsey didn't say Brady out, so there you go,
Ooh.
Dodds.
Brady out.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of the women's team, obviously now.
Oh, is he? All right. Well. Who would have thought that taking
Women's
a
team
positive...
board out.
Yeah. Dagenham Girl Pipers out. Get your... No, we're not allowed to say that. Anyway, who would have thought that taking a positive approach to a game could have positive results? Goals are fun, as someone... I've said it more than once, though. Yeah. A good performance all round, although let's remember Forest do have the worst away record in the league. No. Not just in the league. In the whole of the 92 teams in the
Football
league.
league. Yeah.
Forest have got the worst away record. Oh, any truth in the rumour, Sean?
And what rumour?
The London Stadium's naming their new big Oinker burger after you.
I did see that. No truth
No?
in that because it's not being
Not
sold
true.
in my.
All right. Will Moyes continue with 4 at the back versus Brighton?
No.
And who's going to give Ogbonna a new 1-year contract in the summer? Because I would.
Me.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I said that. Yeah. I think that's... No, there was a couple on Twitter. Tell a lie. Quickly. Mark Reaper on Twitter, or Kevin, as we like to call him, says... Should the club start a Pride of Badge group to be inclusive to all the Stone Island geezers? Brilliant! I wonder what type of club. I mean, if you look at it, Sean, so there's like, you got Amers United, the Supporters Trust, which is obviously for all the Guardian readers. Then you've got, Pride of Irons for the LGBTQ RSVP group. And then we got the Inclusive Hammers, which is for
He's headed up by Nigel Khan because he's.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh my God.
I don't know. Do you know? Is there not? Should I start a Tanner group?
I think so.
Perhaps I should do it. Only people from Canning Town, Plaistow,
And the
East
surrounding
Ham,
areas.
and surrounding, and Stepney and Poplar are allowed in.
Well, you'd have probably just as many members as some other groups. Ooh.
Well, we'd certainly have more Should we not start a more than just a podcast group? We'll represent all 8 listeners.
All 8 listeners, yeah.
We'll still have more.
Love a committee, don't we? We love. George says he loves a committee. Always loves a committee.
Let's start another.
There's
group.
not enough committees related to West Ham, so it's always good to start another committee.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, I was looking because I thought, Dan, here we go.
I think I might join the RSVP group.
Yeah, did you? That's good, that one. Yeah, they'll get back to you though. Hey!
Can you join it? I don't know, but they're coming back.
Well, it'll be fun to try. The club should approach Disneyland, says Dan 31604347H. A stadium sponsors, it's full of queues, tourists, and it's fucking expensive. The senior souls could sell fast passes for the security queues. He wants to know, when did stealing balls in the warm-up become a thing? Modern day fans out.
Did you see the stadium that's been sponsored by Tough Sheet?
No.
Have you not seen this story?
No.
So Bolton
Bolton
Wanderers
Stadium
have been officially renamed the Tough Sheet Community Stadium.
Really?
It is.
Tough shit.
Tough Sheet.
Oh, right.
It's true.
It's a true story. It's not made up.
So you all right there, Sean?
Come on, that's funny.
That actually probably
Bolton
goes down
fans
with...
are outraged by awful new name, the Tough Sheet. Sorry, Tough Sheet Stadium.
When people say to me, who know me, ask me why I don't go, and what did I think of the stadium, I quite often said it's like going to Disneyland. It's all new and shiny and sterile and horrible. So Disneyland, the Disneyland experience is a good description, I believe.
Anyway,
well, it's probably up there with the Gilbert and Rose West stand, isn't it? At Southend.
Anyway, we're drifting away. Is that it?
I believe that is it for Facebook,
Awesome.
Twitter, question time, and thank you for all those that took part.
Yeah. So, this was episode 38, last one 37. Listen to both of them. It's 2 hours of rip-roaring fun, podcast gold. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll get Len back if he gets his voice. And,
Get well soon, Len.
Yeah, get well soon. Don't spread norovirus. That's pretty nasty, isn't it? Norovirus.
Sickness.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, because what happens is your hair goes curly and you have to put an hairnet on, and then your legs wrinkle up. They look like old tights.
He won't get that.
Yeah, and you have to go out there after compo.
Interesting. Finish the
and you end up batty.
Finish the kitchen, Nigel.
No.
Okay. I've been Sean. Nigel has been.
No. Fuck off, Sean.
John has been.
Just glad to be here.
Come on, you irons.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.
Bye.
Bobby Moore. More than just a podcast.